Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mark 2 Golf Stories. Got some good news and some bad news. The good news is the Golf is here at my house in the garage, keeping nice and dry and out of the weather, out of dust. The bad news, she doesn't have an MOT because, well, there's a new fault which I'll have to just show you. Could be a really serious one. Let's have a look. Let's go. Okay, so this is the fault. The oil pressure warning light is on constantly flashing. Now, it's not always done this. This is a new development. Have I got low oil pressure? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm getting oil on the... Well, let's check a few things out. Let's have a look at it. But this has been doing this, I'm pretty sure. It was okay when I put the windows in, and it was okay after I did the... I think it might have been doing this since I fixed the issue with no power to any of the internals. Anyway, let's check a few things out and see if we do or don't have low oil pressure. Today's t-shirt matches the lemon. It's from a Spanish punk band called Lemando y Julia. They're a skate punk band, quite melodic, really fast kind of stuff, really cool. There'll be a link to their music down in the description below. Okay, let's start with the basics. Engine oil. Have we got enough oil in the car? Yep, there's nothing there, that's okay. Doesn't smell of fuel. Good. There are two oil pressure switches on the 16 valve GTI, and they're both on this oil cooler flange. You've got a low pressure oil sensor at the back, and you've got a high pressure oil sensor at the front. If the oil pressure is below 1.4 bar, the low oil pressure warning light will come on. If it's above 1.8 bar, that will cause it to flash and buzz. So we're interested in the low pressure switch at the back. Now the low pressure switch is closed because it's grounded by default when the ignition isn't on. And when you start the engine, it should rise to above a 1.4 bar and close the switch. So when it's open, i.e. below 1.4 bar, if we test it with a test lamp, this should light up. When the engine's running, the test lamp should go off because it opens up the circuit. So I will just pop this connection off here. We will connect our test lamp to the positive post on the battery, and this will go onto the terminal on the switch. So that's on, it's grounded and closed. Turn the ignition on, should still be on. Yep, you can see that, it's lit up. And then when we start the engine, this should go off. Now, I know you're not supposed to run the engine if you've got a low oil pressure, but we need to do this to check this. So now we'll connect this up, the light should be off. It is, that's not coming on. That shows we've got pressure in the switch, because the switch is being closed because of the oil pressure. But we still have warning light. Okay, for peace of mind, I bought an oil pressure test gauge just so I can make 100% sure that the car does have oil pressure above 1.4 bar. Okay, so I'm going to remove that switch, get this plugged in, turn the engine over, check the oil pressure. Just got a brew. You can get these pretty sweet Mark 2 Golf Stories cups down in the description below in the shop, so check it out. Some awesome other Mark 2 Golf Stories merch there, if I do say so myself. Right, let's get this switch out. Let's get this out. 24mm. Okay, let's put that there. It's the adapter which goes in where the oil pressure switch was.
I've done it.
Let's get the end on. Well, that's definitely got oil, it's got pressure, that's over 5 bar. What should it go to? That think it's way too high. No, it opens up at 0.3 to 1.4.
Yeah.
Okay, we had 5 bar when the engine was cold, which is a good pressure. I've now heated the engine up to 80 degrees. We're going to try it again. It should be about 1 or 2 bar. Yep, and we're getting 1.5 bar. So the engine oil pressure is good. Okay, so the engine oil pressure is okay. So that means we probably have a fault on the wiring somewhere. I imagine it's probably a short on the low pressure wiring. So we're going to try and do some continuity testing and find out where that short is. Fun and games. Okay, so according to the A2 Resource website, which holds some invaluable information, the low oil pressure signal comes into the black plug on the back of the clocks. It's a blue and white wire, which makes sense because I think that's what we have in the front. So I'll double check it's blue and white on the front sensor, and then I'll whip out the black plug on here, and we'll take the wire off the plug and do a continuity test between the two. Make sure that the wire isn't broken. Right, let's have a look on the front. It's a blue-white wire. Let's just unplug it from here. Let's see what we get. What have we got here then? Okay, so we have a black and blue wire here in the middle, which is number 4, I think. Is that what it says it is? A2 Resources, yes, plug number 4. So it should be this wire here. Guess we can test that by unplugging it, see if the light goes off. So as we've done previously, you need to lift that up, clip up. Probably best not using a razor blade. Not sure where my de-pinning tool is. So this will do for the time being. Pull it out. Right, I'm just going to plug this back in, turn the ignition on and see if the, I don't know if I have any effects, if that light will go off or not. But it might give us some indication as to whether that is the problem. I presume it'll probably still be on because it's not getting a signal from that. Let's have a look. Okay. So I'm guessing that's the white wire, as we don't have the oil pressure signal anymore. So let's get the tester on it and see if we have continuity through it. So we've got our tester, set it to continuity, press function, make sure it works. Right, so we'll plug some clips onto the end down here and then put this on the other end in the bonnet. So get our wire down here, we'll put this crocodile clip on it. Just connect that here. And then we'll take this end and put it on the other end of the wire and see what we get. So let's come off again down here. Disconnect that here. So there isn't a break in the wire. So what's going on? Oh yes, the wire is. Yes, the wire is blue and black down this end. So yeah, it's the same wire going through. Okay, now I'm confused. So we have continuity through from the sensor to the dashboard. That wire is not broken. We have oil pressure, good oil pressure. Swap the switch out. I suppose the only thing it could be would be the oil board on the back of the clocks. Now I do have a spare one, but that is on the clocks in the GTD. Unfortunately, the clocks in the GTD are CE2, which means they won't fit or work in the GTI, and the oil board of those clocks won't be compatible. So I guess I'm going to have to try and find a set of C1 clocks that aren't 200 quid. It's a lot of money to spend on something when it might not even be a problem. But to be honest with you, I can't think what else it could be. So for now, I'm going to have to end this video and come back to it when I've got a second set of clocks, or found someone who can maybe come round and lend me their clocks. So for now, I'll say thanks for watching. If you found this video useful or interesting, drop us a like, click on subscribe, and see you in another video, and maybe the follow-up one soon. Bye bye.